Hi, hello, welcome everyone. This is the meeting of the Huntington Roof Replacement Committee discussing the new roof for the Huntington School. It is May 13th, 3:03 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have a quorum here. We've got 3 voting members, which is Matt Stanton, Mark D'Agostino, and Dennis Ianieri. Also myself, I'm Aldo Troni, I'm the chair. And I have Margaret Zucco, my confidential secretary, will be taking notes. I want to begin by, I guess, we got review and approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Peggy, were those all sent out to everyone? Yes. All right. I guess I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve. Oh, sorry.
Motion seconded.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Notice unanimous, all in favor? All right, we'll go to the project status, which Dr. Cobbs, hopefully can bring us up to speed as to where we are on this project.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the construction meeting today, but actually construction started today. We meet every Thursday morning at 11. Had a conflicting meeting this morning. But right now we have a phased plan. I can send it to you if anybody wants to see it too. They're starting with the chimney cap replacement and repointing the chimneys this week, and then they'll be moving around from if you're facing the street, it's the right side of the building and the back side to go around and start stripping the slate. And they'll strip the slate in phases as they go. They'll put down the plywood underlayment so to protect the surface. So we've been in the process of processing all the queries for the workers on site. We did a walkthrough last week with the principal and the senior custodian to designate the laydown areas, and they're gonna put in temporary fencing areas and bring in the dumpsters. And we just designated an area for the aerial lifts that they'll have on site. There'll probably be 3 large booms that they'll work out of on site. And we have a couple of areas where we have to remove fencing so they can get around the building with the boom to do the work. So of concern is the obviously right now with the pandemic environment, there's a longer lead time for materials. And the concern is that I believe we approved the materials and the color of the roofing to get ordered because they're saying there's going to be a 30% increase in price soon. And in the last construction meeting, the contractor says, well, what do we do if the prices go up? And our project manager's response was, not sure yet. So we have to see what that looks like and obviously be prepared for contingencies for the price increase of the materials.
Are you buying that plywood that's $70 a sheet right now or something?
Yeah, it's the special underlayment, but the interlocks, for the roofing structure. So you have to, that's the way it is, everything. And even some of the things like fasteners and different things, there's a longer lead time for. So it may obviously stretch the project timeline out for completion, but at least we're getting started with the stripping and removal of the slate and those sorts of things will be taking place.
Any structural work they have to do on the inside?
Not really, other than insulation, the structural, because we, right now, well, I can say right now, but until they, now they just getting started today with the removal. So once we do that, they'll get a better picture of what it looks like. But the plan anyway is to strip all this slate in and the subsurface and replace the plywood.
Anyone else have any questions?
I saw I drove by yesterday, I saw they had dropped off equipment. Did it interfere with any of the kids going into school in the morning or anything like that? Were there any problems?
No, we're working around them, and that's a concern with, that when I meet with them every week, they know the school hours, they know the school year, and then of course there will be a summer program there. So we're working closely with them. One of the things that slipped everybody's mind is when they started yesterday, they had to close windows in the classrooms, and then of course I got a call from assistant principal. Hey, so we're trying to make sure they give us a schedule of the rooms that they're going to be affecting, and they need to close the windows so the principal will know ahead of time to either change classrooms or we close the windows and we put we do have air purifiers anyway, but obviously, so it's something we're working around. So
Very
we coordinate weekly and try to make sure we try to think of every contingency, but you know how it goes
Yeah.
on with something like this. That's what it is.
And even
Very
with the air purifiers, I mean, as the temperatures get warmer, that building gets very hot.
Yes, indeed. So we'll work with it. And they offered to put in air conditioner or whatever else. So we'll, as we go along, if we have to put in those room air conditioners and they sit on the floor and bring the outside air, and we'll do that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no doubt as spring moves on, it's going to happen the first week of June. It'll be 110 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but
July
Dennis,
4th,
in that building, Dennis, it'll feel like 150.
Well, it does anyway. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
So we'll work closely with them because again, there's very small class sizes, so it's easier. We have some flexibility to move them around the building. We'll work with them. And outside, even we have a huge tent set up outside them as well. So we'll as long as we know again ahead of time to coordinate well with the on-site people, so we can work around it.
Did they say,
Excuse me, man. I was going to ask him. There's nothing that's in any way obstructing when the children are coming and going with traffic at all, though. Am I correct? Because I know I was by there yesterday and saw the cranes and everything. I'm just concerned because we have that traffic there when they're coming and going is worse than what I had when the school was there. Yeah.
All the schools right now, you're right, on any given day, on a good day, the traffic back up, but it's momentary because they have small vans there instead of big school buses, and again, it's a small school population, and we're making sure that the plan is to put scaffolding over the entrances so where they're working in that particular area at any given time, so there's overhead protection.
Well, that's fine, Dr. Cobbs. I just want to make sure because it's silly issues, but that becomes the phone call. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I understand. We're trying to plan every contingency, but you're on site. The company is reputable and they have worked with active schools. When schools are in session, so they understand. And I keep reiterating, we need to coordinate closely because it's not a large area to work in anyway.
Right.
And you're working on near a public street and in a residential neighborhood.
You're absolutely right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Cobbs, as they strip off the slate, during the
I gotta
time they take
step
it
away
off,
for a minute.
during the time they take it off and then they put the new steel roof on, are they going to be covering the roof with
Yes.
plastic?
Yes.
Or?
Yep, they'll be covering it so it's rain tight. So we talked about that contingency as well.
Did they say how long that period is from the time they remove everything to the point where they put it on?
Well, again, it's in sections, so that they from the time they remove the slate, they'll put the subsurface on right away. So they only work in certain sections each day. So they're not going to strip a whole roof and then try to go back and fix it. So it's going to be in phases. Again, I can send you a copy.
That's good.
Call up our phase plan for it. So,
Yeah, could you do that, Doctor? I'd like to get a copy of that if I could.
certainly will.
Thank you.
So what's the approximate completion date right now? End of July?
Aldo or Peggy, can I send it to you so you can send it to everybody?
Sure.
All right. I will do that. Right now. Let's see, I know I have Aldo, we have Margaret. Let's see. I do have Dennis, Ianeri. Who else do I need? Mark. Yeah, Agostino. Sorry, that's all that. Okay, you have them.
Have they said what color the roof's going to be?
It's going to be the same color as the slate, that
Oh,
we're replacing, so it doesn't change the aesthetics of the building and the kind of historical presentation of the building.
So it won't be bright red.
No. I would have liked with copper, but I'm just nostalgic.
That would have been nice, though, with copper, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been shining, like a shiny new penny over there.
Don't let him kid you. He wanted hot pink. Don't let him kid you.
Yeah, no. Did you get the drawings? Matt, I didn't have your email, so Peggy can send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
So the approximate completion date was what, the end of July?
Yeah, so that's probably going to slide a little bit because of, I would see it'll be done by the end of the summer, certainly before September when we return.
Okay, and hopefully the supplies arrive and.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, everything is a supply. I was just actually this morning. I was out here over at the Ashfield School, and we're talking. They met with for the generator, with the electrical contractor and engineer, and the electrical contractor said a roll of Romex wire, 250 foot, is $382 right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's like, so everything, the prices are going up if you can get it, and it's a daily. They're saying they don't quote anything past the 24 hours for whatever the quote is.
That can't be right. I think I paid $13 or $15 for a roll when I built my house 20 years ago.
Yeah, but that was 20 years ago. The going price lately, before all this was, it got back down to like $90 a roll. But remember a while ago, it went up to like $250 a roll. Something.
I didn't.
Like
I'm not in business. I don't know.
So it's everything. I don't care what it is you're ordering. It's lead time and the prices are going ridiculously.
Crazy.
Did you guys get the drawings? I sent it to.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Right.
So I don't think I can share my screen because I don't have the control. But anyway, let me see.
All right. Any more questions?
Oh, actually, can you see it?
Now we
Yeah,
can.
there we go.
So, like I said, this is a. If I can make it because it's big enough. So this is the back of the building, the parking lot area. So you can see phase one. They'll start and work their way around, and then around the building. So, and they designated this to lay down the area here. In order to get this is the envelope around the building that they'll be working on. And so there's a fence that we need to kind of remove to get by for the lift to work off of. So that's kind of the. You can see the notes there for the phase-in drawings. Is today they actually started removing the chimney with the crane and repointing.
Well, it's exciting to see this finally happen.
Finally getting started. Absolutely right. So it's on. It's going.
It's good to see.
I've always said our oldest school is our most solid building.
Yeah, it is. It's a good building.
Once this roof gets on, then it definitely is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the let's make it a little larger. All right. Not sure what I'm doing there.
Good. It's the gem of the city, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with phase one actually starts. Trying to make it a little larger. Anyway, as you can see, it's quite a project. All the phases to make it all the way around and get phase one is here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes around, and then around this way, and then around this way with the sequence. So. But again, they're starting on these 2 chimneys right here for the work.
Good.
Very good.
Good.
Great.
All right, any more questions?
Yeah.
If not, we'll move to the invoices for payment. I know we just had one more that just showed up, a small one, so we added it to it, but just going through my pile here. We have first invoices from TSKP, the architects. Invoices for $10,000. I don't know if you all have it in front of you or not, but this is additional costs in the schematic construction and building phases for the project. So
Okay.
far, they billed around $223,000 to date. And then this would be $10,000 well, 213,000, this would be 10,000 more. So I think their work's going fine. I think so far we're very happy. So I guess we'll do one at a time. If I can get a, let's see, there's 2 bills here. Oh yeah, there's a second bill also from them. I'm sorry. You got one for April 1st, one for May 1st.
Right.
The April is 10,000 and May is 11,667. So I guess 213,000 already paid. This brings them to 235,467. If there are no questions, I'll look for a motion to approve to pay TSKP Architects.
Motion to approve payment. TSKP
Second.
Studio.
All right, second.
I second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Mark
Yeah.
says yes. So moved. All right.
Just a heads up, you'll be seeing, I'm sure at some point, because we had inquired with the city hall and the inspector, building inspector, superintendent about the permit for the job, and whether, I guess, because it's in the ordinance, we cannot waive the permit fees for, even though we're kind of paying ourselves. So they did have to take out a permit, and the contractor did pay $32,000 for the permit. So we'll probably see that bill at some point.
And they said they couldn't waive it?
So they said it's a city ordinance. Mr. Ianieri can maybe speak to that, but that's what they told us.
Well, I thought when we built our 3 last schools, we had it waived, but all right, that'll be probably non-reimbursable to us from the MSBA, but we have contingency money for that. Basically, we're paying the city and the city's paying us back. Is how it works.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, I'll look into that myself too, to see.
I actually have a copy of the permit. They did pull the permit for it.
Although you see, or I could too, but if you can, maybe look up and see, what ordinance it does come under. I'd like to see that myself.
Which one, what?
What ordinance? If it's an
Oh.
ordinance indicating that, I'd like to just see that. I mean, like you say, we get it back, but still, I'd like to see where it says that.
I think there is an ordinance that says that, but I think because it was a city project on a city building,
Building,
there's
okay.
a private contractor, I think in the past, Jim Caseri used to waive those.
Right. Well,
So,
yeah.
All right, so I'll check into it.
Yeah, just for sakes, Okay.
All right, the next invoice is from PCA. This is our project manager, construction document phase. It's $20,000. And just a notice of award, they sent us a copy of the Capeway Roofing Systems. Their cost, their bid price was $1,667,700, with alternate number 1 included. So they provided their insurance certificate, their payment bond, executed documents. So that's all underway. So that's great. Project manager PCA. So I guess looking for a motion to approve the $20,000 payment to PCA 360.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
All right, passed. We have one more that came in late. Sometimes the architects include these in their bills, and sometimes they ask us to pay these companies directly. This is for bid docs. So bid docs is where they used to, in the old days, print out sets of copies of actual, project plans, and you'd require the architect would require the bidders to put $100 or $150 deposit on each set of plans. They take them, do their takeoffs to figure out their costs, then they'd return them if they didn't win the bid. Now they've got a company that does it all online, so they put it all out. They take care of it all. So this bid doc says a bill here for $1,382.52. And it goes into detail as to who pulled it. It looks like 4 companies pulled bids. 4, and they paid their fee to them, and as far as holding them, get their money back. So that total bill for the project is $1,382. Like I said, usually the architect would pay for this, and then we'd reimburse, but they're billing us directly, and there's no issue or problem with doing that. So if there's no issue or questions on that, I'll look for a motion to pay that bill.
Motion to pay.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
All right.
Yes.
Right. Unanimous. That takes care of the 3 invoices for review on the project so far. Last item we have is new business. Does anyone have any new business to bring up on this?
No.
If not, then I'll say, thank you to Dr. Cobbs for seeing this thing through.
Absolutely.
Good job.
This is a great project, and hopefully we'll wrap this up soon, because our next big project we're trying to get approved is the Brockton High School.
Yeah, I'm working on the SOI right now.
And if anybody's got about 7 to 10 years free to be on the committee, that's probably how long that project will take.
Yep.
Although, was there something that I happened to see last week? Is there something that has to be approved or something? I noticed my name came up on something, some message that went to the mayor.
Yes, it has to be a city council vote like we did last year for the,
Okay.
just like it.
It's got to come over to Mr. Clarkson, and then we take it from there. So I think at that time we moved it right along and suspended the rules so we could get a roll. Am I correct, Aldo? Is that what we did?
Yes, I think you did that. You pushed it all through for us last year.
Yeah, we want to push it.
Have to do the same this year. The deadline is June 25th for us to submit it. So
Yeah, we've had this discussion with MSBA that they don't give us enough of a timeline here to get this stuff done, but they really don't care.
basically 2 months. They gave us 2 months to get it done.
Right.
Well, you know where we end up after May goes by. I mean, you have finance meetings because of the budget, but then you're in summer session, June and July. I mean,
Exactly.
not September, but those 3 months. So hopefully we'll be able to get it before the last council meeting in June and be done with it. I would hope, right?
Yeah, because it looks promising that we'll be in the next round. They denied us in the first round, but
Okay.
now that all this federal money is coming in, a lot of it that's coming in is for these types of projects.
Okay.
So we're hoping that the state shifts money to the MSBA and that they approve. We're looking at anywhere from 300 to 400 million easy on the high school. I know that it was 373 million in Lowell, and theirs is just about as big as ours.
All right. Well, just keep it. Just let Clarkson know, Mr. Clarkson know that I'll take it from that point to sign like I did last year, so we can get it going.
Great,
Thank you.
great, thank you.
No problem. Keep things moving.
Yep.
Exactly.
So with that, looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Thanks,
Have a
everybody.
lovely day, everybody.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you. All right. Have a good night.